WWRR, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, WMMZ, Berwick, Bloomsburg, Hazleton, WYCK, Plains.
Powered by Mohegan Sun Poano.
The River, 105 and 103.5.
This is Music on the Menu on the River.
Timothy, where on earth did you go?
Featuring Northeast PA's best artists.
Maybe, never mind. She can move me like the stereo, like a song on the radio. She's an angel in the morning, yeah, that's right.
And now, here's your host, Alan K. Stout.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
All right, everybody. Happy Sunday night. Welcome to Music on the Menu on the River. Alan K. Stout with you as I always am. Sunday nights, 9 to 10 o'clock. Bringing you regional artists doing their own original material from right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Hanging out with D.C. Taylor. D.C., good to see you, brother.
Yes. How's it going, Alan?
I'm doing just fine. And we've got a special guest in the studio tonight. Dustin Douglas. Hanging out with us for the entire hour. Dustin, good to see you, man.
Hey, guys. I'm happy to be back here.
It's good to see you,
been a little bit.
Yeah, you've been on this show. If you go back to the 15 years we've been doing this show, you've probably been on here half a dozen times now. You say five, six times easily.
Easy.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well,
definitely.
I appreciate it more than you know.
Oh, we love seeing you. And the reason that Dustin's in hanging out with us tonight is because he has a really cool event happening on November 9th at the FM Kirby Center. His group, Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentlemen, are going to be doing their Stevie Ray Vaughan retrospective.
Yes.
They've done it a couple of times over the years, but this one is particularly special because this commemorates, celebrates, recognizes, acknowledges the 30th anniversary of when the late, great Stevie Ray Vaughan himself performed at the FM Kirby's. Knowing, Dustin, how big a fan you are of Stevie Ray, obviously you wouldn't be doing this if you weren't.
Correct.
How does it feel for you to be, kind of going into that venue on the anniversary, knowing that sort of is the aura, so to speak, of this event? That there is a significant, there's a significance to it. You're playing there, he played there. It's a milestone anniversary.
It's awesome. It feels fantastic. I mean, I did some digging and I was able to talk to some people that were there, and one person was like, "Well, it was like the loudest concert that person's been to."
Oh, yeah.
I said, "All right, well, cool. I could get away with that." And then I found the set list finally, the exact set list he played
From the Kirby that
from
night.
the Kirby.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
the last two songs, Jimmy Vaughn played with the last two songs with him. His bro played with him, so it's super cool. Going into this, I did not want it to become a tribute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a whole thing. We want to do it because we want it. Fortunately, people like it, so we're doing it. We've done it a few times, it's we're not tired of doing it.
You know what? It's interesting you should say that because I noticed, that there's a couple other musicians that we know in town, and I think they're doing something at the Kirby later in the month, the Tom Petty appreciation.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not what they do. They don't have a Tom Petty tribute band. They're not out there doing that, 100 times a year, but they do it once in a while because they love it.
And in a way, it's hurting me because we'll get offers where it's like, well, why don't you just name the band one of his songs? And it's like, that's not what this is, man. This is Dustin Douglas, the Electric Gentleman.
Right.
Presenting a tribute.
to
Yeah,
Stevie
man.
Ray Vaughan.
I don't want it to become a thing,
I want to talk to you throughout. Dustin's going to hang out with us for the whole hour. We're going to play a whole bunch of your tunes. I want to talk to you about how you got into Stevie Ray, what you think of him as a guitar player, how he's influenced you. We'll talk about Stevie Ray and what's going on with your band throughout the entire program. Let's get some music on for these folks. This is Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentleman. This one's called On the Dance Floor.
One day I'm gonna find you. One day I'm gonna make you mine. One day I'm gonna find you. One day I'm gonna music and lock the door. Yeah, give me 5 minutes. Meet me on the dance floor. One day you're gonna hate me. One day I'm gonna tell you lies. One day you're gonna hate me. Yeah, you know that's no surprise. One day you're gonna hate me. One day I'm gonna tell you lies. One day you're gonna hate me. Yeah, you know that's no surprise. No surprise, no surprise. From the early morning to the dark of night, the way you move, baby, it makes it all alright. We'll turn up the music and lock the door. Yeah, well, give me 5 minutes. Meet me on the dance floor, on the dance floor, on the dance floor. From the early morning to the dark of night, yeah, the way you move, my baby, what makes it all alright. We'll turn up the music and lock the door. Yeah, well, give me 5 minutes. Meet me on the dance floor. Yeah, give me 5 minutes. Meet me on the dance floor. Yeah, well, give me 5 minutes. Meet me on the dance floor. Oh, meet me on the dance floor. Well, meet me on the dance floor. Meet me on the dance floor. Meet me on the dance floor.
Hey, this is Shannon Marciata, and you're listening to Music on the Menu with Alan K. Stout on The River.
Could have sworn I heard an angel whisper in my ear. You promised everything would come together as long as I've no fear. At that very moment, the sun began to shine. And streams of light came bursting through the grayness of my skies. And I felt sun on my shoulders. Love felt like my father's arms holding me. And I knew then that that man my father's arms, holding me. And I knew then that that message was one I'm needing to believe. We're alright. We're just
Shan Marciata here on Music on the Menu on the River with a brand new tune called The Message. And before that, Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentleman with a song called On the Dance Floor. We're kidding around here. We usually tape our show, as we've said, on Thursdays. But Thursday of this past week was Halloween. And knowing Dustin for a long time now and his fiancée, Amber, I knew that she would kill me if I asked you to come in on Thursday. So we're actually taped on Wednesday to accommodate your Halloween.
Don't even know how much I'm appreciating that. And her too. Trust me.
Now, you said that next year on Halloween, you're definitely going to be busy.
I will. We're getting married next year on October 31st, 2020.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
man. That
Thank
is cool. Well, see, I knew that about you, and so that's why I wanted to keep Thursday night this week free for you so that you could
Awesome.
get home after work and celebrate with your lady, because I know she
That's it.
loves the holiday. Let's get back to talking about Stevie Ray. You know, I had a buddy of mine who's a big Robert Plant fan. And back in the late 80s, maybe on the Now and Zen tour, Stevie opened for Robert. And this guy, Dustin, is the biggest Led Zeppelin Robert Plant fan in the world. He knows everything about them. He's seen The Firm. He's seen Jimmy Page solo.
Whoa,
he's seen
cool.
Plant Page. He's seen Coverdale Page. And he when he was telling me about Stevie Ray Vaughan, this was 30 years ago. You know, this is how long this guy and I've been friends. He said, I saw this guy open for Robert Plant, and I thought, oh my God, this guy's going to blow Robert off the stage. Whoa. And for him to have said that,
sure, it means something.
Was meaningful. You know, I mean, what was it about him that he was like a supernova? He wasn't around a long time.
Right.
And he was only 35 years old when he died.
I find that everyone I'm highly influenced by and love, like Jimi Hendrix's career is the same way. It was like 2 years. It's like 2 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
But I mean,
maybe 4,
yeah,
68,
still
70.
like something.
Yeah.
You know, just in these days, especially in the music industry today, you know, that's 4 years. Not much can happen.
No,
you know?
nothing can happen.
Right.
Well, you know, I mean, the Beatles probably made 5 records in 4 years.
It's crazy. Right.
But Stevie Ray, I mean, when you were a young guitarist growing up, listening to him, what was it about him that drew you in?
I immediately gravitated towards it. I think I always liked, you know, I play aggressive blues sometimes, which is not a genre. You know what I mean? I like when people say heavy blues. I look at it, I think like I like to steal from Rage Against the Machine sometimes and stuff. And I feel like Stevie's just ferocity and like ferociousness was something that I really was like, whoa! It doesn't have to be. It could be maybe a little scary, or he wasn't a great looking guy. You know what I mean? He wasn't
a shredder.
So he just, no,
He
man.
wasn't
It
a
was very
shredder.
simplistic, but every single thing he did was, I mean, you just see the sweat pour off him, which, you know, could have been, you know, other things as well.
Yeah,
But,
well, he had some problems.
You
yeah.
know. But man, it's just that, I think that's what the simplicity and the fury of being that
The
simple
fury.
was definitely really,
Yeah.
that was everything to me.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really something. And I think it's great that young musicians like yourself, I mean, you're 3 years old when Stevie Ray Vaughan died. I mean, you know, but
Yeah, man.
and now you have helped carry on that legacy tastefully, like you said. Not going out doing a tribute. You're not going to dress like him and wear the big hat.
Yeah, man, I wear big hats because I wear big hats.
wear big
It's just a
hats.
very coincidental thing.
But I mean, you're not trying to
Right.
mimic his mannerisms
Trying
and
to
things
make
like
any
that.
money off them.
You know.
and it's not. I'm not trying to make a living off it. You know.
Just play his music well.
because we like to.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Here's another one from Dustin Douglas. This one's called Daydream.
Have you ever woke up in a daydream? Can a daydream be the real thing? Maybe our life is out of a daydream, and you are not the queen to my king. Well, maybe I'm out of my head. Well, I'll just go back to daylight, black skies and starlight, trapped in an old-tight daydream. It's a daydream. Forget what was spoken, all will be broken. Daydream. It's a daydream. Well, hello, my name is Mr. Durden. Am I really alive and awake? Well, I am sorry if I keep you hurting. Is this daydream all a mistake? Maybe I'm out of my head. Well, I'll just get out of daylight, black skies and starlight, trapped in an old-tight daydream. So daydream. Forget what was spoken, all will be broken. Daydream. So daydream. Is this really all a dream? Well, hey, Mr. Sandman, grab me by the head. Well, don't ever leave me stuck in a daydream. Black skies and starlight, trapped in an old-tight daydream. It's a daydream. Forget what was spoken, all will be broken. Daydream. It's a daydream. Black skies and starlight, trapped in an old-tight daydream.
Hey, this is Mike Miz, and you're listening to Music on the Menu with Alan K. Stout on The River.
Oh, there's no one out there that's as beautiful. No, there's no one out there that's as strong. Oh, there's no one out there who can open my heart with their song. And there's no one out there who can move me just like the radio playing a tune. Oh, there's no one out there who can light up my night with their moon. Now it's been a month or more since you made up my bed, and I just can't get your sweet song out of my head. And when the morning light comes shining through all the curtains that hang in my room, you know it touches her face with the warmth of the afternoon. When the night falls down on the sleepy town, there is a light that shines in the gloom. Oh, it shines down on me when she opens the door to my room. been a month or more since you made up my bed, and I just can't get your sweet song out of my head. Everything I ever wanted came into me when I started talking to you. All the stars above sing a lullaby of love to the earth. Someday when I'm old and lonely, I'll probably look back on those days and smile. I'll probably hear that tune in my head every once in a while. Because there's no one out there that's as beautiful. No, there's no one out there that's as strong. Oh, there's no one out there who can open my heart with their song. There's no one out there who can move me, just like the radio playing a tune. Oh, there's no one out there who can light up my night with their moon. Oh, there's no one out there who can light up my night with their moon.
Miz here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called A Lunar Lullaby. And before that, Dustin Douglas and a song called Daydream. Stevie Ray Vaughan is on our minds tonight as we're talking about him and his legacy of music. Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentlemen will be doing a Stevie Ray Vaughan retrospective at the F. Kirby Center coming up on the 9th of November. Tickets on sale now through the Kirby, 15 in advance, 20 the day of the show. And that's part of the Chandelier series, that's something that our buddy Will Beekman actually started when he was there. And it's nice to see that even though Will has moved over to the arena, the Kirby is continuing that series of shows that they do periodically. You've played them before. You like playing out there?
I absolutely do. We're just working our way. We're just working our way through the other doors.
Oh, you got to work
there, man. We're gonna get there.
Yeah. I could see you on that stage. Yeah, well, I did see you on that stage.
I might have played that stage.
Yeah, you were at the Badleys with the movie.
Yes.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
we'll do it again. We're working our way to do it again.
You'll get back there. Hey, we're going to premiere a track for you now from a project called Torn Sky. They sent us a record, really just sent it to us this week. Their guys are originally from West Pittston area, brothers Chris and John Haynes, and they've been recording locally for going back about 20 years now. But this new project is just about to come out in October of 2019. So that's the targeted release date. So, you should be able to get this record now. Their website is tornskymusic.com. This is a track called Hope. Check it out.
Head in my hands, I'm wondering, how did I get here now? No place to lay my head, world spinning out of control. My life is ready to implode, and I don't know the reason why. Straight from the path you gave me, didn't know I was lost till you found me.
New music from Torn Sky here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called Hope. We're going to play another track from those guys a little bit later in the program. We're hanging out here with Dustin Douglas. We're talking about the show coming up on November 9th at the Kirby. It's the Stevie Ray Vaughan retrospective. Obviously, Dustin, a big fan of Stevie, and Stevie's had a major influence on his playing. Your band, though, now, the Electric Gentlemen, and I was thinking about it, Dustin, because it was 5 years ago in September or early October that your first post-Lemon Jelly record came out.
Yes.
That was not the Electric Gentlemen, though. That was just Bill.
That was like a solo
That was
effort.
just Dustin Douglas. But the band itself, the Electric Gentlemen, has now been together a couple of years. I mean, it's solid now.
Time has been flying.
Yeah. You've done a couple of records with them. When?
Yeah, two full lengths, one EP.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We've been playing all of them on the show here. Where are you guys at now with music? What's next besides the show at the Kirby?
Yeah, we're coming up. I mean, we have I'd say a handful of shows booked for the rest of the year. We're just coming off of our I think our longest time off. Like it was like 2 weeks off, which was nice. We kind of just regroup. And the writing has begun.
That's cool.
So
that's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, it's begun. The writing and some pre-production of some songs has started on that level of so the new year shall
2020, maybe a new album by the end of the year, you think?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
If maybe not more than one.
Oh, so, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to.
Absolutely. 2020 is going to be a fun year.
Here's some brand new music from The Frost. This one's called Play Nice.
Told you once, won't repeat myself twice. I'm not gonna play nice with you forever. Told you once, won't repeat myself twice. I'm not gonna play nice. I thought I warned you. Flush my trust for you down the drain. Take the A train into the city. Packed my bags and then I walked away. Left my heart but kept my dignity. Told you once, won't repeat myself twice. I'm not gonna play nice.
Money Notes here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called My Kid Smokin'. Before that, Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentleman with a song called Baby Girl. And before that, The Frost with a song called Play Nice, brand new music from The Frost. We played that song in the Money Notes last week. When I came into the studio last week to record last Sunday's show, we had just found out very shortly before we recorded that Brian Craig had passed away. I shared a lot of my thoughts on Brian last week. What has happened over the past week since then has been remarkable. The stories and the photographs that were shared on Facebook, in newspaper columnists writing stories from Scranton, friends, bandmates. It was just beautiful. I read every single post that someone put about Brian, and I noticed, Dustin, that you had shared you had shared some thoughts as well. You knew him pretty good. You hung out there and played there.
I did. I mean, I didn't know him super well. But me and Brian, we had a lot of laughs and every time I would go there and he was working or hanging, it would always I would end up being there longer than I would plan to be. All for good reason. But, when I was younger, it was, when I didn't know anyone in Scranton or in the Scranton scene, he was one of the first to make me feel part of the crew up there, And if you were cool with Brian, you were cool with everybody. And
yeah, because
I will never forget.
You were saying, in between songs when we were talking off the air that Scranton could be a little bit of they're a tight group up there.
Absolutely.
And, you're from down the interstate a little bit. You're a little bit of a tough nut to crack, but once Brian thought you were cool and everybody thought you were cool.
And it's a cool scene, man. People want to be part of that scene.
Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah. It's and he made me feel like I was a little part of it. So that always I'll never forget that, man. We lost a really did. Good dude.
I went to a service and just to see musicians that you usually see laughing with anguish on their face.
Oh, yeah.
And tears in their eyes. And that was I wanted to follow up with it a little bit this week because we talked about it last week, but like I said, we had just found out when we did the show last Sunday. We've had a week now to process things a little bit more and hear some other people share some stories. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Every time you talk to him, you left feeling better than you did when you started talking to him.
Absolutely. Here's another new one from Torn Sky. This one's called On Our Way.
What was it that made you smile? Like to try it on full size. Baby, I love you. Do you really see it that way? Can't believe you made an escape. Baby, I need you. You
This is Brett Alexander, and you're listening to Music on the Menu with Alan K. Stout on the River.
Robin Hood, he went a thieving across the countryside. And if you were rich and greedy, he'd rob you till you cried. They say he shot the sheriff, and he shot the deputy too. He didn't protest wine or soup. He was a vigilante for the golden rule. I wanna get me an El Camino and a bulldog I can train. I wanna hunt me down some robber barons and kick ass and take names. Ever since I was a young boy, that's what I wanted to do. Now being an investigator might be cool. I'd rather be a vigilante for the golden rule. King Solomon was a merry old soul with a big old belly laugh. But if you didn't stop your bitching, he'd saw your kids in half. Some say that's just a legend, but I believe it's true. King Solomon wouldn't take no shit from you. He was a vigilante for the golden rule. I wanna get me an El Camino and a bulldog I can train. I wanna hunt me down some derelicts and kick ass and take names. Ever since I was a young boy, that's what I wanted to do. I'd rather be a vigilante for the golden rule. Was a badass. He put the money changes to shame. Now if you got $20, you'll get a t-shirt with his name from some guy on the TV wearing $300 shoes. But Mary and Joseph didn't raise no fool. He was a vigilante for the golden rule. I wanna get me an El Camino and a bulldog I can train. I wanna hunt me down some hypocrites and kick ass and take names. Ever since I was a young boy, that's what I wanted to do. Vigilante for the golden rule. I'd rather be a vigilante for the golden rule. I'd rather be a vigilante for the golden rule.
Badley's here on Music on the Menu on the River, a song called Vigilante for the Golden Rule, featuring Dustin Douglas on guitar on that one. He played on that record with the Badleys.
Love that song.
And before that, brand new music from Torrent Sky, a song called On Our Way. I want to give a shout out now as we get towards the end of the show to an event that's happening on November 10th at the Radisson in Scranton. There's a benefit going on. It's called Billy Bash. Iggy, who a lot of people know from, he was in some bands, The Collective.
Yes.
He actually wrote movie reviews for The Weekender when I was the editor there for a couple of years. Iggy Shivo, his brother passed away, and they're doing an event in his memory at the Radisson. They've got some great bands on the bill: You, Go Go Gadget, members of The Collective, Monkey Salad, Vicious, No Alternative, which is a 90s tribute band, Tom Flannery, a good friend of ours. They're going to be playing there. They've created a scholarship in memory of Iggy's brother, Billy, and Iggy is going to be playing with 7 different acts for 9 straight hours. And so that's his tribute, in a way, to his brother. That's that's $10. That's 1 to 10. That's 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Radisson next Sunday, November 10th. So, you know, Iggy was always at a lot of those benefits that I was involved with over the years. He always gave his time. And so hopefully the community could give something back to Iggy next Sunday in Scranton. So make sure you put that on your radar as well as the night before, Saturday night, the FM Kirby Center, Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentlemen, again, doing the Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute. Dustin, in addition to Stevie Ray, who are some of your other guitar player influences? Who are some of your favorite musicians?
I mean, the very common 3 were definitely my 3, with Jimmy, Stevie, and Jimmy Page. So Hendrix, Page, and
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, those were definitely my. But man, I've said it before. I'm just so porous, man. I'll listen to, I'm influenced by anything.
I remember you telling me a couple of years ago that you like, even though you might be viewed, and you are a rock guy,
sure.
You like a good pop song.
Oh, absolutely.
You listen.
I listen to, it's man, if you make bread all day, you don't want to go home and eat bread. You know?
Yeah.
Podcasts are awesome. That's a new thing that's really cool. After you get done playing a show, the last thing you want to do is get in your car and blast music, man.
So you listen to...
Listen to a lot of podcasts, but anything, man. I'm on an old school country kick. And
oh, yeah?
I'm on a Dylan kick right now, too.
Nice.
Yeah, I started playing harmonica and playing the same. Yeah, I'm going.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
So
with that phase.
Well, dude, we wish you all the best with everything you do moving forward. Obviously, we got some news tonight from Dustin. We should have some new music from Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentlemen in 2020. Maybe more than 1 album, possibly 2. And we've got a big show coming up next Saturday at the FM Kearney Center in Wilkes-Barre. Again, it's Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentlemen, the Stevie Ray Vaughan retrospective, noting the 30th anniversary of when the man himself played that same venue at the Kirby. It's a nice tribute you're doing, man. I hope you have a great turnout and a great time.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you for the support. It means the world to us, man.
Oh, that's what we're here for, brother. We'll leave you now with one from Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentlemen. This is my favorite track from the last record. This one's called Ain't No Denying. We'll catch you next Sunday.